I didn't grow up in a church that welcomed questions. I grew up in a tradition that said implicitly, but sometimes explicitly, you're not allowed to ask that kind of question. I had a leader tell me that one time because I was trying to figure Jesus out, God out, Mary out, sin out, the cross. I was trying to figure, and I asked him questions, and I got told, I think by a well-meaning person, but it meant something to me, well-meaning person who said, you're not allowed to ask that kind of question. And I'm like, why not? Is God scared of my questions? Is God embarrassed by some of his answers to my questions? I was very confused. I want you to know that the real church, the real Jesus, the family of God welcomes honest questions. God is not put off by them. God is not embarrassed by his answers to your questions. The examined life is the best life to live even as a follower of Jesus. Ask why. What does that mean? How does that connect with this? I, as a pastor, have lots of those questions still. And I've been to seminary. I spent a lot of money that people gave me to pay for school in 6 years and 30 years as a pastor. And so I have a lot of questions answered, but I have a lot still on my list. And sometimes when I'm sitting with Jesus, and I'm like, I still don't know how that works. I still don't know what that text means, and I need your help. And every time, if we do it well and right, the Father opens his arms and says, I'm so glad you asked. I'm so glad you asked. Sometimes his answers come slowly. Sometimes he walks with us over years as an answer to the question. But I want you to notice first, when Peter says, where are you going? Jesus does not jump on him. How dare you ask me? Who do you know who I am? And he answers, well, I'm going someplace that you can't come. Not yet, but later. Why can't I come with you? I'll lay down my life for you. And I think, sadly, Jesus' voice drops a bit. And he says, will you lay down your life for me? There's an irony there, isn't there? The irony is, I'm going to actually lay down my life for you. That's how this is going to work. You don't understand it yet, but are you going to lay down your life for me? Really? And then it gets harder when he says, truly, truly, in Greek, amen, amen, verily, verily, I say to you. He doesn't say that very often, but when he does, you should pay attention. Okay, this is going to be important. Truly, truly, I say to you, a rooster will not crow until you deny me 3 times. This is and will be recorded in all 4 Gospels. It's a moment, I think, the very rock bottom moment of Peter's life.